So we did a little help. Now we're going to talk about the one sentence brand. I'm going to teach on this section, then I'll take some Q&A. One sentence brand, the single sentence solution to answering the question, so what do you do? I can guarantee you almost everybody on here, when you've been trying to get your online business up and running, somebody says, tell me what you do. And you're like, well, what I'm trying to do is X, Y, and Z. Whereas we really want to be focused in. I'm going to have a one sentence brand. Now you may not have your niche complete. And Paul Counts is going to be here in just a little bit teaching us on really focusing in on our niche. So we'll get a little bit tighter with that. And you'll definitely need to spend time on that this week if you've not done that yet. However, this is a simple way to at least get started with your niche, who you're going to help, and how you're going to help them. So a one-sentence brand does three things. Number one, provides clarity of purpose. When you have your one-sentence brand written down, then anytime a bright, shiny object comes along, anytime something attractive comes along, you look in and go, whoa, uh-oh, wait, nope, I'm not supposed to be doing that. Like if you're a coach and something comes along that says, hey, you need to create a 6-week course for your people, you're not attracted to that because you're a coach. Likewise, if you're a teacher and you don't have your system set up yet, and somebody comes along and goes, you know what, the easiest thing to do is to make $100,000 a year as a coach. You're like, ooh, it is? Maybe I should do that. Nope. Your one sentence brand provides clarity of purpose so you don't get swayed. The second thing is it attracts the right clients, customers, students, subscribers. You get to put your word in here, and I would encourage you to. So the words that we used earlier, such as students, clients, and customers, or also subscribers, or even just traffic, it provides clarity of purpose and attracts the right people to you, which is critical. You cannot serve everybody, and I guarantee you don't want to serve everybody. Third, it repels the wrong people. You want a filter in place that tells people that aren't going to be a fit that they need to stay away, that you're going to be them. I heard this years ago. You're not trying to impress, you're trying to assess. You're not simply trying to impress your market so that everybody will come to you. You're trying to assess the market so the right people come to you. Because if the right people show up, they stay on your list longer, they buy more, and you can serve them more effectively. If the wrong people come, they don't stay on the list long, and while they're there, they cause trouble and headaches. It's not worth it. So your one sentence brand does that. It focuses on three primary concepts. Number one, who you serve. You want to be very clear and as specific as possible with who you serve. Now, you might actually serve a very broad general segment, and that's okay. But if you can tighten it up at all, it's going to help you as you get out there and write or promote or get partners or run ads. Because what are we looking for when we're online? We're looking for ourselves. We're us. We're looking for something that we are attracted to. We're looking for someone out there that says something that we either agree with or that we feel like has an answer for us. And when we see ourselves in the middle of it, then we move toward it. So if you're clear on your who, and it's out there in the marketplace, then people are going to say, oh, I identify. That's who I need to be working with. Okay, that makes sense. I identify with that. So your who needs to be clear. This is your niche. This is the area or market that you're going to be focusing on or working with. Secondly, how? How are you going to help them? What result are you going to bring about? How are you going to be the superhero for your market? What is the way that you rescue them? How do you rescue your market? And I want you to think in those terms. I don't want you to think that you're providing simply a course or simply advice or simply direction. At the root you're really rescuing your market from a problem they have. You're not even just solving the problem, because you're rescuing them from the place that they're stuck or where they are compared to where they want to be. So think of yourself as that superhero in a sense. So you're the superhero teacher, you're the superhero coach, or you're the superhero reporter, or you're the superhero even as a hermit. Even if you don't really care about dealing with people one-to-one, be thinking about the end result, and what you get paid for is that somebody finds a solution. They get rescued from their current situation. And then why? Use this cat again because he's intense. Why are you doing this? The market needs to know why you're doing it, because that's going to let them know whether or not they belong with you, whether or not they're going to be a fit with you. And it repels. This is the part that repels the market. This is the part that lets the market figure out if they need to be hanging out with you or not, because your why is ultimately a cause. It's the thing that you're standing for. It's the thing that you're out there in the marketplace, getting known for, because you might be a little off kilter with how much you're sold by this. So here's the statement. I love to help who, what, because I'm sick of seeing why. I have to write that down right now because it's coming back, but I want to give you some examples. I love to help entrepreneurs get clear on their business process because I'm sick of seeing talented people get trapped in overwhelm and confusion. So as we dissect this, I simply said entrepreneurs. It's really wide based. I could say online entrepreneurs. I could say CEOs, right? Get clear on their business process. This is a little bit attractional because they've got to know what a business process is, right? So the language is dictating whether they're going to be attracted to this message or not. Because I'm sick of seeing talented people get trapped in overwhelm and confusion. So who am I actually looking for with this why statement of what I'm sick of seeing? People that are talented, they get trapped in overwhelm and confusion. I didn't say untalented. I didn't say insecure. I said talented people. So that's speaking to people who really feel like, okay, I am talented and I'm not getting my due. I am talented and I am overwhelmed. I am talented and I am confused. That isn't right. Now, people who don't feel talented and are insecure will be repelled by that. They may feel overwhelmed and confused, but they don't feel talented. I want to work with people who actually feel talented, who have that piece of confidence already. They just need direction for the overwhelm and the confusion. I love to help German Shepherd owners train their pet to protect them because I'm sick of seeing cowards take advantage of the unarmed. All right, so German Shepherd owners, very specific, going to train their pet to protect them. Sounds a little bit violent and dangerous, but some people would be attracted to that, right? That's exactly what I want, because I'm sick of seeing cowards take advantage of the unarmed. So that's a pretty strong statement that anybody who does not want to have their pet basically become a weapon, if I could say it that strongly, they'd be repelled by that because they don't actually want their pet to hurt anyone. But if they're being attacked, and they don't mind their pet taking care of the perpetrator, that's a great sentence for them. It's a great brand sentence. I love to help brides lose their last 10 pounds because I'm sick of seeing carbs ruin a wedding day. I love to help brides lose their last 10 pounds because I'm sick of seeing carbs ruin a wedding day. Pretty clear statement as far as it really connecting with a very specific audience. So if I was running an ad for this, I might actually use this statement. I might try to target people who just got engaged, and the beginning of my ad says, I love to help brides lose their last 10 pounds because I'm sick of seeing carbs ruin a wedding day. There'd be plenty of brides who go, you know what? I've got more than 10 pounds to lose, but let's just check that out. Let's see what's happening. Okay, so the complete statement again is, I love to help who, what, because I'm sick of seeing why. Yes, Melanie, that was Gerard Butler in 300. I believe I got the guy next, so let's take some questions. Anything about that that is unclear? Carla says that is super helpful. The because I'm sick of seeing part is helping me think more specifically about which topic I may want to pursue. Good, Carla. I know that the I love to help who and what is very familiar. I see it all the time. And most people stop there because it sounds so good. You know, I love to help so-and-so do what? But the because I'm sick of seeing is that repelling statement that most people leave off. And if you don't use it, then the first part of the statement almost becomes too open-ended and too pleasant. So when people are talking about, hey, you need to learn an elevator speech or you need to be able to do X, Y, and Z, well, the challenge with that is that it's so open and sounds so pretty that nobody's actually repelled by it. People will just agree with it, right? You know, I love to help German Shepherd owners who want to train their pet to protect them. Oh, okay, cool, that's cool. Because I'm sick of seeing, and then that rougher statement, that's a conversation piece. Because people are like, wow, this person's serious about it. They're not playing around, right? So even when I mentioned carbs with the last example, that's pretty specific as well. It's really speaking to people who know the reason that they're overweight is probably because of sugars. So it's been specific, and it's also casting blame on carbs. It lightly mentions discipline in a very subconscious way, but it is the differentiator. Great. Yeah, let's work through it right now. Melanie says you want to work, are we going to work through it tonight with me? Absolutely. If you've got your statement, or you can even just do a practice statement. And if you've got something you'd already like to throw it out there, and we'll work through it, and we'll see if we can't strengthen it, or if it's good to go. Let's thumbs up it. We've got, this is brilliant. We've got exactly, I've never seen that part of the sentence. Thanks, Carla. Richard, great question. Awesome, Paul. We could use this on a squeeze page, right? I think you could. I think that it's so strong that it will immediately allow people to say yes or no, right? Immediately they will connect with you or disconnect with you. Now, people who are afraid that they will lose an opt-in, think of it this way. Do you want opt-ins, or do you want the best opt-ins? And your one sentence brand is going to give you the best opt-ins, because there's really not a question about what you're standing for, right? So that works out pretty well. Sherry says, this is the place I keep getting stuck. I can do so many different things that it's difficult for me to choose who or what. Okay, Sherry, so let's tighten that up a little bit. If for the rest of your life you could only help one group of people, if you could only help one group of people for the rest of your life, who would that group be? Sure, you can help a lot of different groups, but who would that group be? Let me give you an example from my life. So when my wife, my first wife, passed away, many of you know our son was 5 weeks old at the time, people started asking me about that story and telling that story. Well, I made a list of who I could share that story with. I could share it with churches, hospitals, with funeral homes, with any sort of nursing department, because the nurses helped out with it. I could share it with grief recovery groups. I could share it with life insurance companies, right? A lot of places that I could share it. But I chose life insurance companies because I was young and I knew they needed help there. And secondly, I knew they had a budget. And I could speak plenty of places for free to help people, but I also felt like it would be important to help this be part of my living. So your question is, if I were going to only help one group of people for the rest of my life, who would that be? And you can't cop out and say, but I want to help everybody. You can't. You can't help everybody. Mother Teresa couldn't help everybody. You've got to help a specific group. So let's start with a specific group, and you can get broad from there. Melanie's practice statement: I love to help small business owners nail down their custom marketing system because I'm sick of seeing little guys get the short end of the stick. Okay, so let's tighten it up a little bit because we don't really know what the short end of the stick is. So we want to make sure that's pretty clear for them. I love to help small business owners nail down, I would just say their marketing system. It doesn't necessarily have to say custom at this point because you're probably going to make it customized. Nail down their marketing system because I'm sick of seeing little guys lose all their customers and profits to the big guys. Because I'm sick of seeing the little guys lose all of their customers and profits to the big guys. Because that's what they're worried about, right? That's what they're bothered by. So you've basically made a promise that your marketing system gets clients and profits back from the big guys. They would like that. Lisa says she's going to be revamping a coaching website, but definitely called to write. Strong in teacher and coach and need some direction. Yeah, absolutely, Lisa. But, okay, so you know that you're going to be the coach. So write this sentence out. What's your coaching sentence going to be? Who are you going to coach? What is going to be your number one result for them? And what are you sick of seeing? Anita says, I love to help people awakening their spirituality because I'm sick of seeing their sex be bland. Okay, so this is an interesting frame because when you say spirituality, most people aren't thinking this is going to sex at all, right? But I understand the connection you're making. So I love to help people become awakened spiritually. I love to help people wake up spiritually. And if there's a specific group of people that you feel like you work best with, I love to help newlyweds wake up spiritually. I love to help people in the 7-year itch wake up spiritually. I love to help people who have hit the 25-year mark in their marriage wake up spiritually because I'm sick of seeing their sex be bland, because I'm sick of seeing boring sex ruin their relationship, because I'm sick of seeing boring sex create a boring relationship, right? So what does their bland sex do? And I would probably use the word boring instead of bland because I think boring is a little bit stronger in what our minds go to when it comes to sex life. Is your sex life boring? Most people would be like, yeah. Carla says, I love to help people identify their values and get control of their money because I'm sick of seeing materialism ruin people's financial lives. Okay? So materialism is a strong word, so people have to identify with that and claim it, right? So you have definitely repelled anyone who does not think they're materialistic. Whereas if you softened that, I'm not suggesting it, but if you softened it, you would say, I'm sick of seeing people with out-of-control spending ruin their financial lives. Now you've opened it up, and that may or may not be necessary. I like materialism because it's clear-cut. You have to claim it. I love to help people identify their values and get control of their money. Okay, so it's a little bit long in that, and you're tying together their values. So you may even say, help people identify their money values and gain control, because I'm sick of seeing materialism ruin people's financial lives. I'm sick of seeing people go broke. I'm sick of seeing people file bankruptcy. Now, if you say bankruptcy, then you've targeted someone super close to that, and that may be niched down a little bit too much. Good. Sherry's asking a follow-up. Would you say that this group, this who, would you say it's the one that gives you the most joy and energy? I wouldn't personally. I wouldn't say it's the one that gives you the most joy and energy. I would say it's the one that you feel most passionate about helping. There's going to be plenty of times where I'm not joyful or have energy to help certain people because they're just heavy or maybe high maintenance, but I know I'm great at this market and I know I'm great at the result. So I would say that the who is based on who you feel you can rescue the best. You can't rescue everybody, but you can rescue a certain group with your what better than anything else. So, for example, I work great with solopreneurs. I work great with people who are doing business on their own. I'm not as great when people have these huge teams. So let's say somebody comes in and say, hey, I've got a team of 25. Can you help us work together as a team? You know what? I'm not the best at that. Can I motivate them? Can I challenge them? Yes, but I'm probably not going to do any team building exercises, right? I love to help small business owners with their marketing because I'm sick of seeing mediocre video. Okay, Casey? I would say I love to help small business owners, let's see, create films. I'm going to tie in the work I did with the guy last week, but create films that sell. Because I'm sick of seeing, not mediocre video, boring would be another one, or even because I'm sick of seeing videos that repel paying customers. I'm sick of seeing videos that repel paying customers. And then in some of your other copy, you could say, you know what, is your video on your site losing you business? That's a great question to ask. Some people won't really know. Okay, and so Casey had added in, I'm sick of seeing mediocre video kill their sales. I would just say boring video kill their sales. Repel customers could be pretty close. What if the who you want to help is in a niche that isn't necessarily profitable? First, we have to determine if this niche is profitable or not, would be the question. Just like with my youth ministry niche, most people wouldn't have thought that was going to be profitable. So tell me what that niche is, Sherry. I love to help nonprofit leaders understand financial statements and cash flow because I'm sick of seeing smart people act as if accounting is like brain surgery. Okay, that's good. That's pretty close, Carla. That's pretty good. So I love this first part. I love to help nonprofit leaders understand financial statements and cash flow because I'm sick of seeing smart people act as if accounting is brain surgery. But what do they want more than anything? What do nonprofit leaders want more than anything? Most likely they want donations. Most likely they want more fundraising. Because I'm sick of seeing leaders use accounting as their excuse for losing donations. I'm sick of seeing smart leaders use accounting as their excuse for losing donations. Because if they thought for a second that understanding financials and cash flow would help them raise their average gift from $10,000 to $25,000, they'd be all in, right? They'd do it in a heartbeat. Lisa said, I love to help entrepreneurs, believers, overcome overwhelm because I'm sick of seeing believers on the hamster wheel of busyness and not fulfilling their destiny and calling. Okay? And I don't think you have to say and calling. I think destiny is probably clear enough, and purpose is an ever popular term, especially among believers. They're like terrified that they may not live their purpose. I love to help. I would just say Christian entrepreneurs. If you're going to tighten it up, because that will be a repelling statement to anybody that's not a believer, right? I love to help Christian entrepreneurs overcome overwhelm because I'm sick of seeing them. Let's see. I don't like the hamster wheel of busyness is a little bit too wordy because I'm sick of seeing them destroy their purpose through busyness. And I'm still not convinced that's strong enough because I don't think that busyness is necessarily, they're going to necessarily think that is the enemy. It may be, but I think that they're overwhelmed because they're confused. They're overwhelmed because of too much complexity. Because I'm sick of seeing them fail to live their purpose because of confusion, because of complexity. Those are not good words. Because of insecurity, because of a lack of clarity. So I'd work on that and hammer that out a little bit more. All right, let's see who else. I love to help the 9-to-5 professional start businesses as speakers and authors because I'm sick of seeing employers undervalue their employees. Okay, so I like this, but let's say something along the lines of I love to help 9-to-5 professionals start businesses or even just become speakers and authors because I'm sick of seeing people keep their message to themselves while getting an embarrassing paycheck. I'm sick of seeing people keep their valuable, their incredible, their amazing message to themselves while receiving an embarrassing paycheck. I love to help women empower themselves emotionally because I'm sick of smart, talented women living unfulfilled lives because of limiting beliefs. That's really good. That's really tight. And with limiting beliefs, this has to be familiar terminology in your market, and if it is, then keep it there. If it's not, then I would say low self-esteem and insecurity. Low self-esteem and insecurity, because that's what limiting beliefs actually create for the most part, right? Great statement. Good work. I love to help Christian women entrepreneurs create monetized action plans because I'm sick of seeing them choose between living their purpose and paying their bills. And the last part I love. The first part's a little wordy. Christian women entrepreneurs create monetized action plans. Monetized action plans. I think that this is, people are not going to know really what that is unless they're already familiar with that. So I love to help Christian women entrepreneurs create massive income streams, passive income streams, high revenue income streams because I'm sick of seeing them choose between living their purpose and paying their bills. But that last statement is so strong. It's really good. Good work. Yes, Carla, she added in living paycheck to paycheck. Great. Casey says, I love to help small business visionaries with their marketing because I'm sick of seeing mediocre video kill their sales. I just say boring video. I think mediocre sounds a little bit too hard to envision. Boring, everybody's seen a video that's boring. Most of us hadn't seen a video unless we're a cinematographer like you and thought, that video's mediocre. But we have said, I'm falling asleep. Or as I like to say, human tranquilizer. I love to help small business visionaries. Okay, this is very specific, Casey. Small business visionaries. That's got to be, you've got to know that that's you. And there are a group of people out there who would claim that. So just know that when you do your marketing, that's very, very specific. Most small business owners do not consider themselves visionaries. So you're going after a very specific market. Benisha says, what if you help your who do different things for different reasons? I think over time, you can test out different statements. You want to begin with one that deals with your number one what? Your number one result. What do you think you can bring to the table stronger than anybody else? Then as you write, as people get on your list, as you write, you can add in different whats and even different things that you're sick of seeing. People actually don't ever get tired of you talking about the enemy in their market. They don't. I wouldn't do it every single email, but you can definitely talk about that a pretty good bit. Melanie says, I tighten it, but I don't think it's sexy enough. I love to help small business owners nail down their marketing system because I'm sick of seeing the little guy lose sales and profits to the big guys. Yeah, I think that, nail down their marketing system. I think that's the part that may not seem sexy. So what if we made it sexy and use that word to help small business owner create a sexy, to help small business owners create sexy marketing? Because I'm sick of seeing the little guy lose sales and profits to the big guys. So that's still a little bit of an iffy word, but you would attract people who wanted their marketing, to have that appeal. I love to help families break free from the rat race and get freedom back in their lives now, because I'm sick of seeing people procrastinate, waiting for tomorrow that may never come. Super clear, Karen. I like that a lot. I think that you've got a lot of emotional language in here that is very common, and that's what makes it so good. I want to help families break free from the rat race. Almost everybody's familiar with that. Get their freedom back. Almost everybody feels trapped, because I'm sick of seeing people procrastinate. Almost everybody thinks they do. Waiting for tomorrow, ... that may never come. Good work. Okay, so Sherry, professional musicians. So let's say that you were going to help professional musicians for the rest of your life. I think they spend money. They spend money on gear. They spend money on lessons and becoming better. They spend money on sheet music. They spend money to find out how to write better and become more effective. They definitely will spend money on marketing to sell more albums. If they're a professional musician they're not getting booked, they'll spend money to figure out how to get booked. I help coaches, consultants, and speakers leverage their expertise and wisdom, because I'm sick of seeing people lost in the sea of competitors and not creating the success they desire. Okay? So who you help is super clear. Leverage their expertise and wisdom. Wisdom is an uncommon word, and it will attract, or people will just simply say, nope, that's not me. Expertise is very common. They know what it is. This is something you could test. Leverage their intellectual property. A lot of coaches, consultants, speakers feel like they've got intellectual property. Speakers, and coaches and consultants do especially, speakers tend to feel like they've got a message. So you may actually do two of these. I love to help coaches and consultants leverage their intellectual property. I love to help speakers leverage their message, because I'm sick of seeing people lost in the sea of competitors, and maybe even like in parentheses, who are not nearly as talented and not creating the success they desire. Because most of the problems with coaches, consultants, and speakers, they feel like they do have their expertise, they feel like they've got their IP, but they also see these other people making a lot more money who aren't as talented. Yes, this part is being recorded. You can review it. I love to help people suffering with eczema to be cured through natural remedies, because I'm sick of seeing them suffer with poor mental and physical health. Good. Okay, this is good. And I think one thing here, Daisy, that you could add in is a time frame. I love to help people suffering from eczema to be cured through natural remedies in less than a month, because I'm sick of seeing them suffer with poor mental and physical health. I love to help, let's see, went down too far. I love to help talented professional musicians overcome issues with their finances and business, because I'm sick of seeing them suffer lack for the sake of their passion and art. Okay, so let's tighten that a little bit. Talented professional musicians overcome financial illiteracy. Overcome financial illiteracy, because I'm sick of seeing them passionate for their art and in poverty in their bank account. Passionate for their art and poverty for their bank account. I love to help mothers. I don't know what this is, STSY, strong in self-love, because I'm sick of seeing mothers feel lost and confused by self-absorbed children. Catherine, that is strong, especially that lost and confused by self-absorbed children. You're going to have so many people raising their hands. That's me, that's me, that's me. Good work. I love to help people awake, to wake up spiritually, who believe they have to leave sex behind, because I'm sick of seeing the chasm between spirituality and great sex. Anita, great work. Love it. I love to help small business owners with their marketing, because I'm sick of seeing boring video repel paying customers. Good, Casey. I love to help moms have great holidays and birthday parties, because I'm sick of seeing people together not having fun times they will remember all their lives, because I'm sick of seeing people lose great memories to poor planning. I'm sick of seeing people lose great memories to poor planning. I love to help business owners create powerful marketing because I'm sick of seeing the little guy lose sales and profits to the big boys. I like that, Melanie. I love to help diabetics cure their disease because I'm sick of seeing the pharmaceutical companies treat only their symptoms and allow their disease to become worse. I like good. This is good because, Archie, you've got a little bit of the conspiracy theory in here. Pharmaceutical companies treat only their symptoms and allow their disease to become worse. That's very emotional. I like that a lot. Really good, really good. Casey, when you say boring video or no video repel paying customers, I think that that's going to be determined by your marketing. So if you're marketing to people who already have video, use boring video. If you're marketing people with no video, then use the no video one. Melanie's asking Casey if you do 360-degree video. Excellent. Good, guys. Great, great work. Wow. Strong. Paul Counts, I think you're on here, brother.
I am.
Unless I came in twice. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, guys,
Yes.
let me give your assignment real quick, and then Paul's going to take it away. We're going to have a little banter before the next open because I want to catch up with Paul real quick. But here's your core assignment. And a lot of you have already done your work, but I want you to turn it in. I want you to turn in your core DNA, whether you're a teacher, coach, reporter, or hermit. And this is in the members area. Scroll down to the bottom where you see the advisor, the one-to-one advisor. Click that link. Just follow the instructions on the page. I want to know what your core DNA is. I want to know what your one sentence brand is. And as we get into niche marketing here in a second, discovering your niche, I want you to type in what your niche is as well. I'm going to go and enter this on the core page. So don't get panicky and think you got to do it tonight. You don't. I'm going to send an email out about it tomorrow so that it includes Paul's training as well, so that you will have complete instructions of what you're supposed to turn in. Paul Counts, what's going on?
I am here in Vietnam still doing a lot of training. Just got off another webinar with some other folks. In fact, several of them actually jumped in here. So yes, you had some new attendees jump in. So
Cool.
So wrapped up with that, ready to do some training here.
Man, I love it. I know you're exhausted. I appreciate you coming on there in the future and training us. Hey, man, I'm gonna give you the screen. Are you ready for it?
Yes, just about. Okay.
You just tell me when.
All right. I am just about ready. Let's go to niche selection. Yeah, I'm going to talk all about selecting your niche market, and it's one of my favorite ways to get a niche. So
Yeah, and so
All right.
Sherry, even though we did your examples with the professional musicians, it's going to help those of you who are like, I don't really know how to narrow it down, or I don't really know what to choose. Paul's the master in this.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, I'm ready to go.